these products, guys. Spend 30 minutes a day. This is what my people train on. We hire them, we bring them in here. So this is everything that I've learned, that Josh and I have learned the last 15 years. And so it's distilled down with very specialized knowledge that you can learn about these different loan programs. And basically, you'll log into the training center, and it tests you. So it's over 1,000 hours of content. Like I said, you can learn. This is the different products, but principles of selling and closing, how to calculate income. If you want to know about USDA, VA, FHA, conventional loans, jumbo loans, and then there's LO hacks. It's all the secrets and tips. There's loan disclosure training, how to pre-qualify loans, final exam. Then there's a final exam. You can test your agents or your students on this. So, like for example, let's just go into kind of how it looks, like principles of selling and closing. So you can hear when you click on this, and here's the courses, right? So you can watch how to overcome objections, what to do, script training, how to use social media to generate leads, prospecting business partners. So you'll click on it, you can watch the video. Let me give you one actually on USDA. This is really, really important stuff when you're learning how to deal with customers, and wanting to make sure that your agents have the knowledge to talk about, okay, well, did you know on a VA loan that you need that you go up to 4% concessions? Why do you need those concessions? We get agents call us all the time, why do you need 6% concessions on Chenoa? Well, because that has, like we talked about in the podcast today, they charge a fee just to participate in the program. And it's so expensive to use that product. That's why we really push for customers putting money down, because the interest rate's 1% higher. And it's not really, if you think about it, it's not really the best loan for them. Now if they can't get the money, that's fine, we'll close it. But it comes with a cost. And that's what we talked about today, because a lot of people are very confused on FHA Zero Down, on how it works. And so, and there is a second mortgage, and it can be forgivable or non-forgivable depending on their income. So yeah, see, and that's what you learn here. Like when you go into the FHA, we have a whole section on Chenoa, and so basically what we look at, let's say that we just look at FHA one-time close. These are the test questions, but I'm going to show you what the videos look like. So your agents or your students who answer the test questions, tell them if they passed or failed, and it's all timed, and they have to answer those questions. What's the minimum loan amount for a one-time close? People want to know about construction loans. We do construction loans. What are the fees associated with? There's all kinds of deep information. That's the more knowledge that you have, the more money you're going to make. The more you learn, the more you're going to earn. And so, we spent a ridiculous amount of time. So there's an intro video. We talk about the one-time close construction, and then after that we roll into the demonstration, or the underpinnings of it, and we talk about how it works, and it goes into deep information on the guidelines, the requirements, and just breaks it down step by step. And so that way your team or whatever you're trying to learn about will go over all of the different. And that's for example on the FHA one-time close. There's a lot of great information on there to discuss it. USDA, a lot of people ask questions, agents do, on USDA. how this works. For example, just the income and eligibility requirements.
So, Angela, would we be able to use this for like first-time homebuyer seminars?
Yeah,
Training?
yeah. You could use it for training. I mean, there's so many things that it's so versatile and dynamic. A lot of people. I mean, I can't tell you like how many calls I get. It's actually I can't even handle it, but I mean I can. I've had 1,400 customers that James said this past month, and trying to teach them about how does it work, what's all this you're talking about, man, and because it is. I mean, if you don't know it, but like the income guidelines, property guidelines. What's this Homes for Heroes, man? What the heck is that? So, we go into we distill it and talk about, how that program works. And then they follow up and they take a test.
Is that for law enforcement or
yeah, Home for Heroes is any government employees, federal or state law enforcement, teachers. They get an extra $2,000 tax credit. There is actually one thing that is good for us in Texas right now. What we do here is called tax proration. You may have seen that where right now, depending on the cycle of the year that you're in, like we're in March. Yeah. You remember like some of these deals I think we closed last year, they didn't have to bring the full 3.5 down. Right. The proration would cover a percentage of the down payment. So let's say that like we get into June, they would only have to put like 2.5% down. Technically, they have to verify the 3.5 in their account, but they only bring 2.5. So it's got, for example, let's say you have a $200,000 deal, and normally you'd have to bring $7K to close. Well, the tax proration is going to cover a portion of that down payment, and there's a whole explanation. Agents, and the way you market is, hey, you only have to come to close with 2.5. And you can get a regular FHA loan. You don't have to do T-Shack or Seth, and your interest rate's gonna be 1% lower. And as you get into August, then you can only use the proration prior to when the tax bill's due. As soon as the tax bill shows that it's due on your property taxes, then you can't use the proration anymore because they have to pay. They have to collect for the taxes. But up until that point, like up until August, they can buy a house like with 1.5% down on an FHA loan.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah. I did not. Yeah. It's a huge thing. We start selling tax proration in Texas right now because I mean that's what happens. I mean, so let's say that you have that $200,000 loan, and they get it with 1.5% down in August. So they're only bringing $3,000 to close, as opposed to $7,000, and they're getting a regular FHA loan. They have to the underwriter still wants to verify they have the $7K in the account, but they only bring 1.5% to closing. Okay. And what's happening? Remember how taxes work is that they're collecting. What's happening is that the seller from January to August is paying the taxes, right? But so they're using the amount of the monthly taxes that they're paying to prorate back to the buyer, and that's nullifying the down payment. So let's say that you have a $200,000 home, and the taxes are usually about $6,000 a year, right? So if we're in August and the taxes are $500 a month, 8 times 5 is 4,000. So that's going against their down payment as a proration to their cash to close. And so that's why later in the year the proration grows higher because we're going later in the year. So like right now it's smaller. You can only give them credit for how many months? 3. Because we're in their 3rd month now. Now we go into May, it'll be 4 months at the end of May. So what the underwriter does is every month that builds up, they're getting essentially a credit to reduce their down payment. So it's kind of, and nobody knows this. It's crazy. You've been in the business 15, 20 years, nobody talks about it.
Right.
It's great, but I sell it hard because I'm like, man, that's good. That's a damn good thing because you're doing a regular FHA loan, but they bring less money to closing. You know, and so now that goes away, like in September, like October. I think our tax bills come out like October with Harris County Appraisal District, something like that. As soon as that tax bill is due, you can't use it anymore.
Right.
So they have to close by like 9/1, because some parts of Harris County, like what happens is underwriter will go look and say, well, oh, taxes are due, you can't use that, because then they have to take it from the seller, you know, and collect it, and so take it out of his net profit. So it is kind of, and I know trying to explain that to someone is, you know, that's what we actually show the math here, and because that's trying to explain that to people is really, you know, so, and having your agents know that, you know, so that's a really, really cool thing, and that's kind of what we talk about, some of the niches here, you know, because I think it's really important. But the bottom line, guys, is that you can use it to your advantage, and learning how to, you know, you may not know about a USDA loan, and the search for the map and the eligibility guidelines, and teaches you how to search for right there with the USDA, the income. Have you guys ever gone to the USDA website?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys have probably used that before, yeah. If you want to know about reverse mortgages, you know, basically it's just really good, and they can also, people can get their mortgage loan officer license with the platform too. Their pre-licensing, their CE, and their cram exam for the test, the NLS test. So if anyone wants to get a loan officer license, but you guys are going to get email logins to this, and yeah, you log in, and you know, so if you are wanting your agents to learn more about the programs and what the qualifications are, this is a great resource for you guys. So
I think it'll be very helpful in teaching our clients,
educating
them on the loan process.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had so far a lot of really good demand from people that are signing up, and so yeah, I mean, if your clients, they want to know how, like, you know, like we talked about today, one of the ones that we shot for this was how does this FHA zero down work, and explaining it, and so so that way the customer is empowered, and they know, do they want to do this, or do they want to do a regular FHA loan or a conventional loan? Because the thing is that a lot of people, when you actually look at it, just for example, that's one of the takeaways that we had, is it makes more sense to, if you can get the money, then it's better to put the money down, because you're going to have a cheaper house payment. Right. Some people, they don't have the money, we're still going to close. Like she was the agent on Lawson, Sarah Lawson. Oh, okay. And so, and she didn't want to put the money down. I don't know if I guess because her child or
going off to college.
Yeah.
She needed
she needed the money, and you know, and it comes in great at that time.
Yeah.
But you know, someone like her, we would want to refinance her later to drop her, because what happened was, it's funny that the rates of, when she inquired, the rate was like 4.5, and then it went to 5.5 because of the Fed raising the rates. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. And I mean, just in like 2 months, it was insane. The rates just, you know, and you know, you have to explain that to the client. But you know, the thing is that later on we'll refinance her to get her off that program, because the mortgage insurance one, that's pretty, the interest rate's high. You know, it's a higher rate. So anyway, no, I mean, that's really what I wanted to show you guys, and obviously meet you, and you know, I haven't seen you in a while, so take it, use it, and you know, just empower your people, educate them with it. There's a ton of great content in it. So, yeah. So did you give him your business card?
I did.
Okay, cool. Do you have your business card? Yeah, I want to make sure that he.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's it, guys. What I'll do is I'll have James email it out to you. And I know I got a ton of stuff I got to do. I got to run because I got a bunch of clients calling me. So anything else we can do for you, just let me know. All right? Yeah, it's good seeing you guys. Yeah, for sure.